This video will contain manga spoilers, so if you are not caught up with the manga, please click off of this video now. You have been warned. Ever since the attack during the USJ arc, the villains have always been one step ahead of our heroes. Since then, it's been speculated among the faculty at UA that there is a traitor running around UA feeding information to the villains, and that the traitor could be a teacher or a student. Even though some teachers were given specific information about certain things to try and keep the traitor from giving that information up to the League of Villains, that ended up failing, since the League still ended up finding out about the location of the training camp, and they even knew about the upcoming raid on the Yakuza base. There have been many theories in the My Hero community discussing who could possibly be the traitor, and no one is really safe from being accused of being the traitor, since plenty of teachers and students have been put on this list of people who could possibly be the traitor, and there are a lot of people on this list. The ones with the most evidence and the ones that people like the most are Toru the Invisible Girl and Kaminari. These two characters are the one that people believe could possibly be the UA traitor. For today's video, I'm going to discuss the Kaminari traitor theory and how this new piece of evidence could have just given us the answer to him actually being the traitor. First, in order to make this theory make sense, we have to go through a quick rundown of Kaminari's quirk, electrification, and how it works. His quirk allows him to cover his body in electricity. Even though he can also emit this energy, Kaminari can only emit about 2 million volts. Once he goes past this limit, his brain short circuits and then he becomes a big dummy and is pretty much very vulnerable to attacks in this state. His equipment includes a communication earpiece and his sharpshooting gear, which consists of his pointers and optical visor. I won't go into too much detail on the sharpshooting gear since they aren't that important to the theory, but the communication earpiece is. And what this earpiece allows him to do is it allows him to send communication signals with his electricity. And with Kaminari also being an electric type quirk user, he can also jam signals as well as send signals. Alright, with that out of the way, let's finally get into this theory. The theory goes that during the USJ attack, there was someone jamming our hero's way to communicate with the other heroes on the outside. Later on, Kaminari, Jiro, and Momo were confronted by a villain that had a similar quirk to Kaminari's. So it was believed that since this villain also had an electric type quirk, that he was the one that was jamming the signal the whole time. But it's never really confirmed on who was actually jamming the signal, and as we know, Kaminari also has the ability to send and jam signals as well due to him being an electric type quirk user. Also, during the training camp arc, no one knew about the camp's location. It's speculated that while everyone was sleeping, Kaminari was the one that snuck out of bed and started sending signals of his location like a sort of beacon to the League of Villains. Also, it's believed that Kaminari is hiding how smart he actually is, since in the manga at the beginning of the USJ arc, Kaminari had this really weird out of character moment on the bus where he stated to Bakugo that we've only barely started socializing and already you've made it abundantly clear to us the unpleasantness of your esteemed turd of a personality. Bakugo then calls Kaminari out on the use of his vocabulary. In this moment, you would expect someone like Ida to say something like this, but not Kaminari, since it sounds a little bit too smart for him to say. After being called out by Bakugo though, there is never another out of character moment like this for Kaminari until the recent internship arc, which I will get to in a bit later. Also in the Japanese sub, the lines are changed up a tiny bit, but in the English dub, the lines are more simplified and sound a lot more like Kaminari. We should take this with a grain of salt because usually the Japanese sub of any anime is going to have lines that are straight out of the manga, or at least lines that are close from its source material than in the English dub. Besides this, Kaminari is believed to be a sociopath as well. The reason for this is because when all of the students were showing off their rooms, rooms to one another, Kaminari's room had a bit of everything in it. Now I know what you're thinking, well, how did he get the information about the raid on the Yakuza base, since the only people that knew about this were Deku, Ochako, Kirishima, and Froppy? Well, I have the answer to this, and it's a little bit of a reach because it's when Kaminari was charging Kirishima's phone. When Bakugo, Kirishima, Tokoyami, Sero, and Kaminari were all sitting on the couches talking to each other, Kaminari bursts out saying, "See if I agree to charging your phone again." Now this moment happened before Kirishima's hero debut, but we know Kaminari does charge Kirishima's phone and a lot of the other characters' phone from time to time due to his quirk electrification. And due to this, he could have charged his phone right before the night of the raid to get information about what was going on with the Yakuza. Now, like I said before, this is a reach since Deku and the rest of them received information about the raid a couple hours before the raid had actually started. And by that time, a lot of the students were in bed. Now, there is a possibility that he could have seen one of them leaving and then put two and two together with the information that he had gotten out of Kirishima's phone and then sent out a warning to the league, since Toga and Twice were working with Overhaul at the time. But like I said before, this one is quite the reach. Okay, so this was all the information on the Kaminari Traitor theory so far, and I do think a lot of this info holds up, but at the time I really doubted that he could actually be the traitor until I read the recent chapter in the brand new internship arc that totally changed my mind about this theory. So recently in the manga, the Meta Liberation arc had finally wrapped up, and throughout that arc, members of the army would hold up an L with their fingers to their forehead to represent the Meta Liberation Army. At the end of the arc, the Liberation Army and the League of Villains joined forces. Now at the start of the brand new internship arc, when all of the students are doing their fake interviews, Kaminari holds up an L to his forehead and has a weird look on his face. Now at first, a lot of people wrote this off, saying that the Liberation Army always used their right hand to form the liberation sign on their forehead. Kaminari though, during the fake interview, used his left hand to form the liberation sign. But if you go back into the Meta Liberation arc, during the fight between Toga and Lady Curious uses her left hand to make the liberation sign during her fight with Toga. So it's safe to say that it doesn't really matter what hand you use to form the liberation sign, just as long as you're doing it to represent the cause. Also, keep in mind that the Liberation Army's existence isn't known at all to the public except for the villains involved with the Meta Liberation arc and Hawks. So there should be no reason for anyone to notice what Kaminari did during his interview except for the people that read that arc, which would be us. We would be the only people to notice this weird out of character moment because of what had recently just gone down with the past arc. Now I think this is a big piece of evidence for the theory, and it totally makes Kaminari look incredibly guilty in my eyes. But what do you guys think about Kaminari being the traitor? Do you think he's innocent, or do you believe he is the traitor? Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on this whole theory. That is all I have for today's video, so be sure to Detroit smash that like button below and share this video with your friends if you enjoyed it. And if you like My Hero Academia and want more My Hero Academia content, then be sure to subscribe to the channel to join the Show Bob's Hero Academia and become my hero. Don't forget to also click that notification bell to never miss an upload, and follow me on Twitter at ShowBobs5 so we can talk about My Hero and anime all day long. Remember to stay plus ultra, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.